Hey kids, how you doing? Mark Miller here. Welcome to the stream. We're going to get right into the coding here. Roy's not with us today, but he'll be with us tomorrow. Let's back up a little bit here. And started that off with Chaos Bolt because there was an issue with it. I'll show it to you here right now so you can see it. When I cast Chaos Bolt, the app shows a modifier of +2 right over here. I go there, it shows a modifier -1, -1, and -1 over here. There's a +2 here. Somehow the modifier is incorrect based on what level it's being cast at. If I roll the attack, let's see what happens here. What's the modifier going to end up being? Is it going to be a +2? It is. Interesting that the modifier is showing itself. It's essentially wrong. I wanted to bring up my character sheet so we can take a look at that. Looks like there's some weird performance issues going on with regard to the stream. Wild magic. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on today. I restarted my machine and it looks good here. These numbers look really good, but I'm not sure what's going on because you're seeing things definitely slow down in OBS. And no settings changes that I'm aware of. Let's start with the music here. And let's figure out what's going on with the modifier on this. If I do go to spells, my modifier should be a +3 because I guess that's my proficiency bonus. Let's make sure that our data is showing that we have a +3. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Can you guys, I hope you guys are getting a better signal than I'm getting, but over here it's like it's just totally sometimes just freezing for a few moments. Things that normally would work smoothly. And I start the same way every morning. Stop. Codebase Alpha, no. Stop. All right, so I wanted to go up and see if my proficiency bonus was a +3. It is. So my proficiency bonus is a +3. That means my spellcasting modifier should be a +3 when I cast the spell. Right there, +3 right there. Is that true or not? No, wait, hold on. I've got a DC. Oh, sorry. My modifier is a +3 because that's coming from charisma. That's my spellcasting modifier, but I add my proficiency bonus on any attack rolls. So I should get a +6 right there on the Chaos Bolt, flat out, regardless of which one I cast it at. There's casting at level 1, casting at level 2, and casting at level 3. All of those have a +6 right there. Okay, so let's figure that out. I think what I want to try and do is I want to try and get a test case up to catch this first. And then after we catch it, we try to fix it. And I want to spend some time working on the test cases. Yeah, look at the animation just stop for a little bit. I want to catch it in the stop and see what's going on in OBS. What's stunning to me is 3% of my CPU usage is sucked up by Microsoft Edge, which consists of exactly one window. This window right here. Yeah, CPU and GPU both look good. And I've made no changes to OBS settings to say things like, you know, start behaving badly. There was no checkbox I checked that said words like those. So I haven't made any changes. I don't get it. Everything looks good. Let's do another stress test while we're sitting here. Throw out all the dice, the damage die. They're rolling pretty fast. That's good. So the faster they roll, the faster we're able to update. Nice, 99 damage. Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, well, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that, and let's just see what we can figure out. Audio went weird during the dice roll. Well, at the very beginning, there is all of the sound effects are all playing at once. I'm not sure if that's related to it or not. Let's go into spell test. Do I have a test for shillelagh in here? I don't. Where's my last test I added? Let's go into, let's see here, global history. No elements found, okay. Audio went weird during the call. Right, that would be it. Okay, so yeah, the reason why is each dice damage has a different, hold on, let's do this. Let's put out 12 D12s and make them all psychic damage. So now we have only one sound effect that comes out. I think I want to change this graphic by the way. Okay, there we go. Just stop now for me. And it was all of OBS. My video froze and everything. There. Yeah, kind of interesting. Yeah, that was fine for you. Okay, good. Well, no video freeze. So yeah, it looks like it's prioritizing the stream. Yeah, I kind of want to change this a little bit. I was thinking I want spirals kind of circling and coming out, so it has that kind of weird, kind of crazy effect. Okay. And I'm frozen again. I'm totally frozen in OBS, and now I'm back. I don't like when things like this happen for no explained reason. Okay, I want to figure out, I want to look at what tests I had. I feel like I was in another place. Oh, the die roll. I was testing the die roll test. That's where I was. D&D tests. Die roll detailed test, die roll test. Here's where I think I wanted to be. Okay. Let's see where I am right now. Yeah, I have to confess I haven't run the tests in a while. And I totally anticipate with the architectural changes that some of these are not passing. So what are we getting here? We're just getting an exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Where was it? What's the call stack? Get active spells. So set a breakpoint here. Yeah, we'll just work our way through this. I think I'm in a negotiating state of mind with the code. The code says no. I'm going to say, okay, what can we do to make you feel better? Let's take a look at it. Looked like that was in some new code. I think this one succeeds. My bet. So get player ID from name. I think it's going to work. Now we're going to go pass in here. And what's my problem here? Game is null. Okay. Do I want to insist that the game is created before I get in there, or do I want to just return null? Where's game coming from? We're in character. Let's hit a Shift F12 on this. To look at all the references. You know what I want? Hold on. Let's do a CodeRush feature request here. All right, CodeRush feature request, kids. I want to be like here, and I think I want it in the jump menu. Holy cow, is it already there? Never mind, kids. That's what I was looking for. I want jump to assignments. Nice. Okay, never mind. Ignore the feature request. Actually, I won't even close it up, so it won't mark this. Okay, so player game is equal to this is in add player. So are we not calling add player in our test case? We are calling add player. Oh, now I'm completely confused. We're in character right there. Are we getting a second character? I think that's what's happening. We're getting a different character. Hold on. Let's come up here. Can we do this? No, it's not going to let us do it because we're far away. We get out to where we are. Okay. So we need to take this character and pass him in here instead of just doing this get player from name. I think it's a different character. Or alternatively, let's see, get player, alter get player. What other options do I have in here to get the player? Get from name. So let's do this, just in case the ID is changed or something along those lines. So we'll say the character is equal to that. We'll add it there. And here we need the ID, so we'll say player ID, like that. Let's try it that way, see if that works. Let's debug it. Okay, there's my ad. Still. Use that feature. This is my new favorite feature I just discovered that we have now. Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, it's not gonna let me out of there. Set a breakpoint here. It gets a breakpoint here. Let's go look at the get a second. All right. Do it again. F10 will rely on these other. Okay, there we go. So player.game is now valid. Here, what's my call stack here? I'm really curious about this. Attacking ability override. It's a rogue coming in. That is not me. Add weapon shortcut, add shortcuts 4. Load data, add player shortcuts. Okay. All right. BBB says, this may be the best lighting view of you have seen. Speaking of which, Triple B, I was super impressed yesterday when you put up your Be Right Back. At first I was like, this is an amazing video the guy made to make it look like he's just sitting here doing stuff. That was my first reaction. And I was impressed on that. Then when somebody in the stream said, no, it's live, and I'm like, whoa, he did a great job. The layout of that was gorgeous. I loved how it was kind of a little bit out of focus and bright, and maybe where the contrast was down a little bit, and you had in sharp focus the letters "Be Right Back," the words. I thought it was really, really well done. No, I think you're on to some great stuff. I think you have a great sense of design. I've like that's my conclusion. You're kicking it. That means that's what the old folks say. We come up with our own slang too, by the way, you young kids. And at the old folks' home, we came up with kicking it today, and you're kicking it, man. No, thanks a lot. Yeah, I think I saw you out last night too, checking in on our stream. Retro CRT. Retro CRT is here. Welcome, Retro CRT. So glad you're with us. Also, so glad that I made that fanfare for you, because every time you came in the past, I was thinking, got to do something for that guy. Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it? Sort of, yeah, at your age, but at your age, Bald Builder kicking it up refers to a bucket. I come up with my own phrases. How you doing, baby? How you doing? Oh yeah, you might not want to come over here. Magnum PI day? Yeah, well, you know, what the hell are you doing? What the hell am I doing? You don't like my Magnum PI look today?
This is confusing me. I don't understand.
Okay, why don't you go back to sleep, baby? Why don't you sleep off over that hangover? Sleep off that hangover you had from that late night of partying. Right. Okay, I love you so much. Karen did not get sleep last night, apparently. I found that out this morning. Anyway. I'm good, thank you. To yourself? Oh, you mean Karen? Yeah, of course I do. Drone, moan, groan. Surly Deb. Drone. That's all Surly Deb ever does. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Retro CRT intro is pretty cool. Yeah, I think I would be like happy as a side job to just create fanfares. You know, just to do that for full time, I suppose, right? Because it's kind of fun to have a creative idea about something and then try to make it work. I've been noticing, by the way, my OBS is just freezing and then kicks back in. And I'm wondering if anybody else is noticing problems, or if it is if the stream continues to be good. My upload speed indicator on OBS has been giving me a green light the whole time. Okay, so it looks like what's happening here, I think we might be able to do this. We might be able to do this, say if, not null, because what's happening is we're kind of loading a whole bunch of things up here, and some of these guys don't have game, quite literally. So then we're going to say this, I think. And that might help us out. Can we change execution up to here now? Or is edit and continue? Oh, good. Edit and continue is going to say yes. Edit and continue says no, even though I made the changes. Yeah, edit and continue is not happy. Let's report this. This might be a CodeRush issue, and it might not, but it might be something we can help work around. So kids, I have started a, actually, let's do this. I'll start from scratch so you can see it. I'm going to delete this right here. I'm going to put a breakpoint here. I've got a bug. I want to change some code to this right here. I am going to start with my dice roll test right here. And we're going to come in and we are going to say, let's do debug, stop debugging here. Come on. Clicking no response here. Clicking on the menus. Come on. Come on, Visual Studio. Looks like I had two things to look at. Look at the logs. Maybe a performance issue? I'm not sure. Maybe lockup. There's a little freezing on this end, but not too bad. I figure it was the shirt. Okay, kids. I want you to look at the logs around this time. You're going to get that in the timestamp. Wow. I was... you can roll back to time 2 to see what I was doing. It's Retro CRT. I mean, sorry, it's Jetsam. Retro CRT already came in. Duck Mark, Jetsam is flying low again. Fancy shirt day. Yeah, Karen just came in a moment ago and said, what are you doing? Magnum PI? I normally wear t-shirts, but went to grab some this morning and they were all in the dirty laundry. Okay, developers at DevExpress who are watching this, trying to understand what just happened. Roll back about 5 minutes before that. Look at what was going on. I was in the process of testing, made some changes, tried to step through them, and Visual Studio was telling me, was behaving as if the code didn't exist, was not there. I think it's a bug in edit and continue. I've seen it before when I've made changes to low-level DLLs while I'm debugging, not essentially the main DLL, where edit and continue is like, I hear and see the changes, and I'm going to let you keep stepping through. But when you step on the line of code that's different, it behaves as if you were stepping on the old line of code that existed there. So that's what we're looking for to see if we can reproduce that right now. So I undid the code change. By the way, I had undid the code change while I was stepping through and debugging, and that's when Visual Studio crashed. So I want you to look through the logs, see if CodeRush had anything to do with that crash. And if not, I want to get this over to Microsoft so that they can maybe reproduce this, see what's going on with it. Okay, now I'm going to try and reproduce it from scratch here. So here we go. I've got test chaos bolt here. I'm going to come in here into CodeRush and I'm going to say, let's debug the test. We lost our music too. Can we get it back? We can. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to F10 over this. Just run it. Get out of this. F10 here. Now here we should get the exception. I guess when I hit F10 here. There. So there's the exception. Now I'm going to add the line of code. Also take a look at this right here. Type load exception. I've seen this several times here on the first change I make inside Visual Studio. Oh, what I had on the clipboard is somehow destroyed or not there. That's okay. I'm just going to say if that's null, then return null, like that. That's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to set execution back up here. Can I do it? Set next statement up here. Okay, I can do that. Hit F10, and now it says, check this out. The debug visualizer correctly analyzes that and says that's true. But when I hit F10 before, let's see what happens.
Genesis 7, where are you? We need your help.
All right, sorry about this. Janiscu 7 came in right in the middle. Come on, Janiscu 7. I'm reporting a bug here, buddy. Oh. Come on, get that alien.
I have.
Help out, Yoda. Must have been a bad guy. Yoda wouldn't take him out if it wasn't bad. Kill that Visual Studio bug. All right, so check it out. So I'm here. CodeRush's debug visualizer gets it. It says, okay, and so does Visual Studio if you hover over it. It says game is null, right? CodeRush and the the debug visualizer tells me this expression is true, okay? But when I try to hit F10 on it, I get a system null reference, object reference not set to an instance of an object. The same bug as that we were getting if we're executing this line of code. So it's as if edit and continue doesn't get the change. That's the bug. Now, the crash occurred when I did this. Let's see if we can reproduce the crash. I deleted these 2 lines of code to restore things back, and I think I just hit F10. And at that point, oh, looks like it's working. Okay, that's what caused the crash before. You can roll back in time about 5 minutes, see the crash, see what I did. Maybe I did something differently. Do I have a custom getter on the class? No, I don't. I just have on the property, I think you mean. It's D&D game right here, just a get right there. That's what's happening. I think that's what you're asking, Jetsam. Oh, and check this out. Another CodeRush issue right here. I drilled into game and now I'm hitting escape. I'm not picking up the marker where I was. I'm going to use Control Dash to get back to where I was. Once again, try it. Drill in, which my shortcut to drill in, hit escape. Now I come back. For the first time I did not. Drilled in, did not. So for some reason, that didn't drop a marker the first time I went in there. Take a look at that too, okay? So it's like 3 things I want you guys to look at. Let me finish reporting the bug. Issue, whoops, right here, issue. E and C bug. Marker not dropped on drill down. Maybe BS? That's my issue. Okay. So yeah, kids, if you're wondering what just happened, I am dogfooding CodeRush inside of Visual Studio. If we see issues that are unusual or strange, we want to report those. Let me also do one other thing here. Let me create a tag, because the source code I started with, I made very few changes to it. Die roll tests. I made these changes. Let's pop those in. I made that change, but that's not important at this point because the bug happens in this call right above. And what's going on here? This is weird. I didn't make these changes today. I thought I checked these in already. That's totally weird. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stage it. All right, so this is kind of where we're starting with starting code for episode. I think we're on 253. I think we are. Let's go check. How can I check that quickly? Start that up over there. See what my episode description is for today. 254 says Codebase Alpha. That's the best way. Thanks so much, Codebase Alpha. I appreciate that. Billy June says, "Dear Professor." Okay. All right. Starting code for episode 254. Push changes immediately. And I want to tag this so the devs can get the code for this. That's what I want to do. Tag EP-254 ENC bug right there. Push tag, add tag immediately. All right, cool. So now if anybody wants to look at that, they'll have the exact same source code that I've got. So yeah, this is a very cool thing that we're doing. We're dogfooding CodeRush inside of Visual Studio. Sometimes we come up with things that might be Visual Studio issues, and we are able to give them a lot of data, including a full-on recording of the sequence of steps that led to the problem. Okay, so I'm going to just undo this here. Undo's not allowing me to do the undo. Interesting. delete character to right. Is it moving it? It's not. So even, okay, devs, yeah, devs are probably still watching. I'll make sure to give them a note to watch even further. Looks like undo's not working now as well. So something is bad. Because this is up. Can I make it change? Okay, we got this problem. Is that why undo's not working? All right, let's try this. Let's stop debugging and now do an undo. Okay, that works. So yeah, I think it was just running into other problems. Okay, so maybe the undo's not as big of a deal. All right, so that's kind of what I'm suggesting is the fix at this point. That's what I think is the fix. Now we've got a not null check there. Spell is active. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Call this spells. INX, this is one of my favorite templates. You can also do INR, it might make more sense for you. If null, then return. And look at what it does. It takes what's on the clipboard, says if it's null, then, and it sets up fields for you. So I just hit enter on spells, and it suggests returning false because it sees I'm inside a Boolean function. So I just hit enter here. Really fast, gets what the code I want most of the time. I type in INX because I used to code in Delphi when this template was first invented, like, 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago. And so for me, it's just if null, then exit is what's ingrained in my memory. But there's also an INR if you like, if null, then return. Okay, so there's that. Get active spells. Let's see what else is calling a get active spells. All right. Let's do an INX here. That. Notice it doesn't do a return false here because it's in a void proc right there. So get active spells. Okay. All right, and all these are doing checks for active spells being null or not, which I like. Okay, and we're back to the beginning. Okay, so now I'm hitting escape to get back. I gotta ultimately get to the dice roll test. It's not, there it is right there. And let's try debugging this again. What do we got? We got 3 shortcuts. Good. All right, good. So that looks like that passed now. Now that that passed, let's run all the tests one more time for the die roll test and see if they're all passing now, because there were 2 that were failing before. One's failing. All right, let's take a look at it. I'm gonna just fix the, I'm gonna fix the test case on this case. Because this is an improvement to the engine right here. Let's see if now this runs and passes. All right, good. All those test cases passed. Now let's go look at the chaos bolt. We need to look at the plus or minus on that. We have a slight problem. I want to go look at these are test cases we wrote several days ago. We're looking at these right here. Okay, this is kind of where I want to be. Get a little cutie paladin. I want to get level 6 wizard is what I want to do. Or get sorcerer at level. We'll pass in level there. Sorcerer. Thanks, Code Rush, for telling me I spelled that incorrectly. Spellcasting ability is charisma. Base charisma is equal to, what's my base charisma at right now for my player sheet? Base charisma is 17. Okay. 17. So that should give me a +3. Let's do this. So what it's going to do is it's going to, all the other stats are going to, we don't care about because we're not really working, we're not really doing anything to test those. I just want to get something so I can test it. So I want something that looks like this in my test case for the Chaos Bolt. Let's create a new test method here, and we're going to call this test Chaos Bolt modifier, like that, and I'm going to rename this to test Chaos Bolt damage die in type. This is going to fail when Merkin. This will fail when Merkin levels up. Gets more spell slots. Okay. Down here, I want to get just the sorcerer. We want it to be a level 6 sorcerer with a base charisma of 17. Okay. We are going to do this and this. We're going to now add the player instead of that. Okay. So we've added the player. Then we want to get my shortcuts. Uh-oh. We have a problem here. Add spell shortcuts 4. Add shortcuts 4 player. All right, that's what we want to do. I want to make this public. Not player to playing now, return. Okay, so let's go back over to the die roll tests. And we're going to say all action shortcuts dot add shortcuts 4 player. Let's get into this for a second. Get player at level. I want to come in and say character dot playing now is equal to true. Also, I want to say player dot spells. Known spells dot add Hold on, let's see how others are adding to the known spells here. Add spell inside a character. That's what I want to call. So we're going to come back over here. Die roll test, we're going to choose add spell instead. And we're going to add in Chaos Bolt. Like that. That should give us, at a level 6 sorcerer, that should give us 3 spell slots, 1, 2, and 3 for that. Add player to the game. All right. And I think we can do this here. We've got this add player to game, which is going to do that. Just trying to simplify the test code because I want to have more test code that's easy to create. Maybe pull these helper methods out into a static helper class. Yeah, I trust you, Codebase Alpha. I think Codebase Alpha often has a sense of what to do before I do. I've noticed in our history that Codebase Alpha will make a suggestion, and I will be like, yeah, maybe. And then, you know, a little bit later, I'll get sufficient evidence that I'll be like, oh yeah, definitely. So, yeah, definitely. Let's see what I have like a little bit of a wait and see on this. I want to see what the tension is, and see, you know, how useful this is across the board. But I think the answer is yes, it's going to be more useful, especially if I'm very granular in my test files. In other words, I have a lot of test files with just a few test cases in each one. Okay. All right, I'm going to remove the word level from that. I think I want to have a params piece inside of here. Let's change this up right here. I want to pass in 2 parameters to it. Oops, not there, sorry. I want to promote to parameter. There we go. Call this level. And Coder should change every call to this to pass in a 6. There it is right down there. There they all are. Cool. All right, and then I want to take this 19, and I also want to promote that to a parameter as well, and call that base charisma. Like that. So the paladin has got a charisma spellcasting ability, So that, and it's going to do that. So now if we do a tap index reference, we should see 19 shown at every single one of those calling sites. Okay, so there's my get sorcerer. And so now we've got a simpler line of code right here. Think about extracting this into one single method to add sorcerer to game. So it's one line of code. I'm going to do it. Add sorcerer to game. Like that. And did it again. Let's promote these parameters one at a time. This is level. This is base charisma. And spells right there. We're going to do a params. This is a CodeRush template, by the way. I just type in param spacebar, and then I can type in TS here, and then call it known spells. Like that. And now I'm going to pass in chaos ball. Add sorcerer to game. That's not bad. The one problem with this logic a little bit here is the add player to game, it's really should be add single player to game. Because by calling invalidate on it, it invalidates the data, which means it's going to reload that data up later. And I think in other words, I can't call it more than once. So this is useful involving one player only. I just want to make a note of that because I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to try to, call add sorcerer to game a bunch of times, and it's just not going to be able to support that. That's also why I have a little bit of a wait and see attitude with the suggestion about maybe pulling these helper methods out into a static class. That's kind of where I am. Hold on 1 second. Go drag featured chat over here in my other window. Pop that featured chat up there. Boom, right there. That was the suggestion. Okay. Add sorcerer to game. So we've added the sorcerer to the game. We've got some action shortcuts. We want to do an R equal. So I just have an AE for R equal. And the expected value is going to be 3, and it's going to be action shortcuts dot count. Okay. Now, whereas this one fails when this character levels up, this one should always be true because of what we passed in here. Level is 6 and charisma is 17. Hold on. Base charisma 17. Just want to do that so we can kind of see what's coming in there. It's a little more self-explanatory. Okay, we've done that. I guess we might as well. It doesn't hurt to do these pieces right here. It absolutely doesn't hurt to do the same pieces at this point. But then now we want to check that modifier. We are expecting the modifier to be a 6. And in fact, we are let's do this instead. Let's do a for each, go through each action shortcut, and inside of it, let's do the parts that we know should be the same on all of them. That should be the same on all of them. And then over here, we should come in and say, hey, for action shortcuts of 2, it should be that. For action shortcuts of, wait, what's wrong here? I need die roll, get from. All right, that's what I need. And so from 0, it should be 1d6. I know that's going to change, so I'm just going to mark that, and I'm going to mark this. I know they're going to change, duplicate the line. This is now going to be 2d6, and that's going to be the second action shortcut. Duplicate the line, that's going to be 3d6, and the other one. CodeRush completed everything for me on that third line using the duplicate line feature. Okay, that's my new test case. I'm pretty sure we're going to fail here. We're not even going to get down to these places. In fact, since I'm so sure of that, let's put these above and see if we get any surprises. All right, so that's my new test. Let's run this test. What? It cannot be null. All right, let's, instead of trying to read that call stack, I'm just going to debug it. Deepwater, how you doing, buddy? All right, that's supposed to be the game. What's my problem? Is this my problem? No. Yeah, good. I'm doing good. Glad you're doing good, Deepwater. Glad you're with us. You're writing test cases. Stop, Jetsam. Do not encourage him. Do not encourage him. Okay. No carried weapons. Got one known spell. Add shortcuts. Add future shortcuts for player. There's my problem. Features is null. There you go. There's that INX template, or you could use the INR template. Let it and continue get it or not? Let's try it here. Set next statement. Yep, edit and continue dies here. So we are going to stop the debug session. That looks like it's the fix. Come back over. Let's try to debug it one more time. See if we can step over it this time. I'm waiting for the jello to turn up. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Okay, I'm going to hit F10, see if we get over it without dying. We got over it. Good. All right, let's keep going. F10 in our way through this. Uh-oh. We got 0 back. Hold on. What's my player ID? Is my problem the player ID? I had a shower already today. I don't know why. I don't know why Copperbeardy. Oh, well, look what he's doing now. Copperbeardy. The grower of flowers. Sunflowers.
Copperbeardy is in the house.
What if there's an official name for a grower of flowers? Such a happy song. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, I think my problem is my player ID is not unique. I don't know exactly where my problem is. I got a bunch of shortcuts. These are for all my other players. Add spell shortcuts 4, add shortcuts 4. All players, there are 9 players. Okay, where are we? Are we the last one? Druid, no. Are we the first one? Nope. Maybe this is us. Nope, that's not us. Fighter, nope. Nope. Barbarian, Paladin, nope. Druid, nope. Barbarian, nope. Ranger, nope. Nope, we're not in this list. Our list of shortcuts got replaced. Or didn't get loaded. Or I'm sorry, all players didn't get. What's going on? Do we have to add? Did I not add it? All the shortcuts are coming from the players here. So I think I need to add the player to this players list right here. Flower growers are floriculturists. Who knew? Yeah, a floriculturist. I was looking for a word like that. Flowers and veggies this year. That's awesome, Copperbeardy. Okay. Players.add. Character from character DTO. Do we have any other calls to players.add here? Well, we could do it just by reaching out here. Let's say players.add. Players.add is there. I think we have to call players.add. Is what we have to do. Back to die roll test. I got that many turnips growing. I am like Baldric out of Blackadder. Need to grow loo roll trees and hand sanitizer brushes. Add sorcerer to game. Add sorcerer. Add single player to game. Yeah, we need to come in and say all players dot players dot add the player, and I think we need to do it up like here maybe. We almost don't need the invalidate, to be honest. We almost don't need the invalidate. I think we don't need the invalidate. If we get rid of the invalidate, I think this might be, we can maybe get rid of this comment here and make it so it it can work multiple times. Game is equal to that, get ready to play. We are going to call get ready to play several times. And adding the player. Yeah, I think we're okay. Add shortcuts for player. Let's try this. Let's stop. Set breakpoint. Come in now. Let's step through it and see if we get better luck. Yeah, ultimately, my goal is to have every player's spells and all the critical things in those spells and dice rolls, modifiers, to run all those tests before a game is played. Nope, didn't get it. Now let's come back up here. Players should already be in there. Yeah, it's got 10 now. Now this number 9 is probably us. There it is, Sorcerer 6, with no name. It should have no name at all. I wonder if the player ID is needed and problematic. Yeah, there's no name right there. Player ID is 0. I wonder if that is problematic. Yeah, players null we call load data. That load data is going to load up those 9 players. So I think what we can do is this, is we can say player.playerID, just for kicks, is equal to all player.players.count. This will load up the data. I'm going to stop debugging a second here. And then we're going to add it. And I don't know if this is going to fix it or not, but I want to at least kind of try it. We got a breakpoint in there. This count should come back as 9 or something like that, I think. There it is, 9. That's as expected. Let's get out of here. Still 0. Look at the player ID is 9. That's good. Let's go into all shortcuts. All shortcuts here is going to call load data on it. Then add player shortcuts. Add player shortcuts. Add shortcuts for. Spell shortcuts. So this is what we were calling as well. I think it's a sequencing problem. All shortcuts. Yeah, we need to reference all shortcuts to trigger the load data. I think that's the sequence. That's the workaround here. So I'm going to do this. I don't know. That's like what I think is the fix, but I could also, can I call load data as well? Maybe I'll just call load data on it instead. And I'm just double checking that it is in fact Yeah, it's adding to the property right there, and that's where it's going to come in. Oh, wait, is it going to? It's not going to. Wait, where is it assigning shortcuts to? Somewhere in here we've got an assignment to shortcuts. Oh, there it is in process DTOs. So that's what load data call. Process DTOs is called from load data. That's gonna validate and create it. Okay, try it now. See if we can set an if statement and run through this. Yeah, it's still 0. All right, let's come back in here. Stop the test. Debug it one more time. I think it's going to work. Okay. F10. Okay, let's go back up here. Add shortcuts for player. This is where I want to jump into right here. Player ID is 10. Sorcerer level 6. Known spells, I got 1. All right. Spell effects is 6. And I got 3 shortcuts in here. This is the number of I was expecting. Yeah. These are the chaos bolts. There it is right there, chaos bolt. Spell slot level 1 for, looks like the first one. All the way to spell slot level 2. Or 3 rather, 3 there, 1, 2, and 3, sorry. Right there. So those shortcuts are good. We get down here. We're going to add that range to the shortcuts. I got 85, and now I've got, what, 88? Good. So that looks like that's working. So there's the player. Why is this failing? Oh, I'm passing in Chaos Bolt, not the start of the name of the. Is that right? Oh no, wait. The name of the. No. This is the name of the shortcut I want to grab. So all shortcuts still is 88. Let's go look at the 88th one. Is the name not set? The name is set. Chaos Bolt. Player ID is equal to that player ID, and the name to lower starts with the name to lower. Starts with the lower name right here, which we've done right here. So what's the player ID of that 88th one? Is player ID equal to 10? It's 5. Why is the player ID wrong? That's why we're not getting it. I want to go back in time and look at that right there. What's my player ID here? Should be, what now, 11, I think. No, they should not be. None of them should be. They should all be a unique. This is 11 now. The player ID is 11 now. Add shortcuts for player ID 11. Why is it going to 5? Here's my player. That's 11. So we're asking for player action shortcut from the spell item effect. Here the 3 shortcuts are. This is where it's coming back, I think, with the wrong player ID. Yep, that's it right there. So the problem is inside this bit of code here. Let's go inside there and see if we figure it out. So here's our player coming in. Player ID is still 11. You can see it right there. Let's get rid of all this extra. Okay, so we got. So we got 1 spell. No player name. Set the DTO from the effect. Add spell shortcuts. Down here is where we want to be. Here. 1 spell. The spell is more powerful when cast at higher levels. True. Get the spell slot levels. So these are the different levels that we can cast the spell at. So that means we have 4 slots at level 1, 3 slots at level 2, and 3 slots at level 3. That's what that means there. Available slots. You do disambiguate multiple spells. Okay, nice neat code you've got there. So there's overflow. Well, I'm not sure if that's sarcastic or true, but I'm going to say thank you. Thanks overflow. I'm not sure if it's neat code or not. You know, some of it's good, some of it's kind of like a little intense. Like just like anybody, you know. How can we know for sure if everything's awesome? We can never tell. Always looking for truth here. Let's see. Okay, enough of this. My show now. Wait! Wait, no, please, just not today. I've just got a shower. I'm clean. I was clean, Pudding. Come on, Pudding. Pudding's with us today. Hey, Pudding, welcome, buddy. Glad you're here. It's about time, says Jetsam. Yeah, Jetsam's been asking for some pudding for a while. And I was saying, no pudding for you. Hey, what happened to our music? It's like, Okay. Here we go. So now we get down to the add from spell. call here. This is what we're going to actually, when we get into from spell, we're going to create this. And that's going to call from action. Where's player coming in here? Add spell. Where do we set our player ID? I don't understand how we're setting player ID. Let's just go for a second up into here. Let's go find player ID. There it is. Let's hit the code rush key and look for assignments to this. Ah, I bet the problem is here. Yeah, that's, I think, the problem. Interesting, here's player is empty string. From action. It's called there. From weapon, from spell. Does from weapon have a player passed in? It does. So I got to give it a name to make this work. Or I think I do this. From action doesn't take a player. I think from action is going to need a player. That's what I think it's going to need. Because let's see, everywhere we call from action, do we have a player? We have a player there. We have a player here. We have a player there. And I think we're back around. We've done the circle, full circle. I want to pass in the player. Is what I want to do. As the last parameter, I think. Character, player equals null, like that. There's always room for Jello. I hope you ate that little poor excuse of a dessert. Definitely unworthy. Wait, what are we talking about? Do you know that Jello was just in here? That's right. Yeah, Jello was here. To pudding. All right, I'm going to stop the debugging session here a second. And then for player ID, I think I'm going to change this radically. I think I'm going to do this. And say, hey, look, if player is not null, then I want to say result dot player ID equals, there you go. Pudding, I challenged Jello for an epic coding battle. I don't know the pudding. Jello was pretty good coder. I'm even frightened of going head to head with Jello. You might want to, just, stick to what you're good at, which is dumping pudding on my face. I'm going to come in here and say player ID like that. I'm just kidding to pudding. I don't know. There's no Jello. We're just playing with you. Okay, else over here, because Jello. I know I'm with you. Hey, how's it going?
I have a problem.
Yeah.
Can you help me with it?
Maybe. What's your problem, dude?
With Disney, I'm on the line with Disney. Can you give me... Sorry, everybody, but code amongst yourselves for like 3 seconds.
Really? You want a reservation confirmation?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I can come up with here.
Sure, hero.
I don't remember getting any confirmation from them.
We didn't have any. So, yeah, we had a Disney vacation, and I'm trying to figure that out.
Here it is.
A family of 5. Oh, great.
I don't see a number in it,
You don't.
but I can forward this to you.
It's a confirmation with no number? We go by
Since
numbers
you have linked
in
the
this
theme
world.
park ticket, we wanted to where no, it's not there. That's actually not it. Hold on.
Confirmation. Wait, down. Yep. That's the one I need.
All right, I'm sending it to you right now, but honey.
That's it.
Forward.
Okay.
All right, sending. Okay, cool. All right, so that's what I want to do. That's what I think is maybe going to fix it. And then now let's pass in player to all the from actions right here. Oh no. So now I've got to do a whole bunch of these coming in here. Weapon damage is empty, suffix is empty, slot level. That kind of ruined the essence of it. Let's put player before weapon damage. So we'll come in here and say player. Although this is coming from, hold on, shortcut DTO player is the name. We just grab the name from here. So this one I don't need to change. I contend I don't need to change this one here. All right, what's next? From weapon. Yeah, I'm going to say for sure. The slot level, we'll say 0, and then we're going to pass in player here. So from weapon, we'll get it. Pass in the player. And from spell, for sure, we want the player. Okay. Now with those changes, back to dice roll tests. We're looking to get past this line of code right here. See if that works. Debug test. Oh, sorry, kids. I saw you all say hi to Karen, and I did not relay those to her before she left. I'll let her know next time she comes in. You guys said hi. Okay. I got one added right here. And the player ID is still 5. What's this player? Player ID here. Let's grab it down here, right? It's, oh, this player ID is 5. What has just happened here? Oh, it's the rogue. Are we in the wrong breakpoint for the wrong character? Yeah, we're in Magic Missile. We're kind of in a weird place here. We had a low-level breakpoint occur. Let's get back over here. Please be 3. There we go. 3. Nice, nice, nice. All of those are good. Now, good. Now we're down into this space here, where I think this line's going to fail, because this is what we saw, and we want this to be correct. There you go. There's our fail right there. The modifier is incorrect. So the get from player action shortcut on the dice roll is not setting the modifier correctly. That's what we want to fix. Action shortcuts to hit modifier. Can I hit Coder's key here and look for assignments? I cannot. Okay, there's my feature request right there. All right, devs, feature request. I am on a property that's referenced, but I want to see who's assigning to it. And I just want to hit the CodeRush nav key, and I want to see assignments here. I don't see it. I see references, but I don't see assignments. So I don't know, I could do this, but that doesn't really help me. What I want is to see assignments. So my workaround is to drill into it like this. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's why you can't see assignments. Never mind, devs. Ignore what I said. Okay. So my 2-hit modifier is my plus modifier, plus my attacking ability modifier, plus my proficiency bonus. So what's going on with my proficiency bonus on that? Is it correct? Oh, hold on a second. I want to go to my player. And let's look at players. The player dot proficiency bonus. What are you? 0. Okay, that's a problem. Proficiency bonus should not be 0. I'm going to come in here and modify that, set that equal to 3, like that. Next. What's my player spell casting ability modifier? Is that a 3? That's a 3. So my proficiency bonus is off. Spell casting ability modifier is a 3. At the very least, those two should be used to calculate here in the 2-hit modifier. All right, let's reset. Debug again. Two-hit modifier. So at this point we're at 0. What action shortcut are we in now? What's my call stack? I'm not passing in player here to get from. I want to pass in the player. Right? Oh, sorry, not here. Here. Okay. Try again. You got the player passed in now. The character is there. 2-hit modifier is still 0 though. Plus modifier, attacking ability modifier, and proficiency bonus. Proficiency bonus is a big fat 0 for the player action shortcut. All right, let's go into here. Look at, go find proficiency bonus. Coder's key, choose assignments to that. It's set here to 0. Where's it set to 0? Okay. And where's it set to a real value? It's only set in the weapon, if we say from the weapon. But if we're a spellcaster, you get to use your proficiency bonus on the spell, I think. Right? Pretty sure if we're casting a spell. Down to from spell. Okay, here we go. For some reason, IntelliSense isn't working. There we go. Proficiency bonus is equal to player dot proficiency bonus. What's going on? Let's stop our debugging session here a second. See, nothing? Come on. IntelliSense is not working. Here we go. Efficiency bonus. Let's try that. Special tests coming back. Working our way through this. Clear action shortcut. Yeah, the plus modifier and the proficiency bonus didn't get set. Let's go back to from spell. Let's wait till we get to the spell.name. Okay, this Chaos Bolt coming in. Yep. That's my player proficiency bonus. Good. Used with proficiency to modifier. What's that? That's if we create a new one. I wonder if it is a cloning thing that's happening, and we're forgetting to clone. Do I have... I'm wondering if it's an additional line of code that's needed here. I don't see any other direct clone calls though. Okay. So proficiency bonus is 3 here, but it was 0 before when we were debugging this. All right, let's proficiency bonus is 3, so we're good with that part. The plus modifier is 0, but that I think is okay. It's the spellcasting ability modifier is the piece that we wanted to check right there. That was the other thing of the 3 components on the 2-hit modifier right there. Okay. So right now, these 2 numbers are good, 3 and 3. That's what we're looking at. Data's good. Set a breakpoint here and run to the end of that. And then we should have 3 results in here, 3 shortcuts. Two-hit modifier is only a 3 here. It should be a 6. So what are we looking at? What do we lose? The proficiency bonus is a 3. That's correct. Spellcasting ability modifier on this. Wait, I don't have a spellcasting ability modifier inside of my shortcut. I have an attacking ability modifier. What's that? It's 0. So this line of code here is called by the main window to set the attacking ability modifier on it. And I really feel like we should call this at least once down below when we're creating it. Yeah, it's just in these 3 places here. And notice the lack of symmetry down inside player action shortcut right here. These 2 references to it. One of them just sets it to 0, but the other one does it based on the get attacking ability modifier for the weapon properties. So, well, that's an update player attacking ability. Was this called from down below or only up above? Other action shortcut, it's called here from weapon. Okay, so we need to kind of call that from spell to make it get us some symmetry here. Let's make sure we're getting the spell casting or no. Nope, this is for a weapon only. Okay, so we need essentially this line of code here, low level, when we create the from spell. When we call from spell. Right there. Got two from spells in here, don't we? Kind of a high level one and a low level one. So the line of code I want to add is like that. All right, let's go back and see if we can rerun that test here again. What's kind of cool, potentially cool, is we might actually, in getting the test case to run, we might actually fix the bug at the high level. What is our spell name here? Nope, that's not the one I want. Put a condition for this. Spell dot name dot starts with here we go. Hey, it's set to 3 now. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Okay, the 2-hit modifier is now at 3. But what about the proficiency bonus? 0 here. Why is my proficiency bonus 0 at this point? Let's see where I'm setting this. So 2 places I'm setting it. I'm setting it in from weapon. And from spell. What's my call stack? The action shortcut's proficiency bonus didn't get set. Needed to be set earlier. Yeah, we're in the dice roll piece right here, so kind of a little bit too late. This one was the spell. All right. Let's try one more time. Okay, here we're setting it to 3. I don't think we're going to get down here. At least not with the Chaos Bolt spell. We don't need to worry about that. They're just being set to 3 again. Let's see what happens when we spell that name. Yeah, that's Chaos Bolt. That's Chaos Bolt. That's Chaos Bolt. Those could be the ones for the real one. Oh, here we go. That's my problem. It's 0 at this point. The player's proficiency point. Proficiency. Let's look at the call stack on this. Which hits 4, add single player to game. I need my proficiency bonus set before I call here. Yeah, this is too late. Okay, I think I understand the fix. We're going to add a new parameter in here. Okay, so there's my piece. We're going to get that. Add a new parameter inside of here. Player. Yes, my name is Maybe. You never know. Proficiency bonus is equal proficiency bonus. Yasmin and Duso's out there. We'll find out. Did we find the right channel today? Okay. There's my proficiency bonus. You're going to take part in the LD. I don't know what that is. So probably not. Rhythm Dare Game Jam. No, I am not going to do that. You can take a look at what that is. I've clicked here before. Yeah. Yeah. This is the second time somebody said they found us through here. And I'm not sure what's going on. There's no Hate for Code Rush on here that I see. No. He's fabulous. Okay, you talking about me or somebody else? I don't know. Who's fabulous out here? Yeah, maybe it's me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, that is not my thing. Yasmin says I was. There might be another Code Rush out here. I don't know. There might be somebody else running. How you doing? No, I didn't know that. Okay. All right. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. Okay. Keep going. Trying to get something done here this morning. And with all this discussion, I'm like, wait, where were we? Okay, I think we were writing the fix and we just need to test it now. Let's try one more time. Debug the test. Fred is the smart one. Fred's not here. Where's Fred? Where's Fred? Fred, they say you're the smart one. I don't think that's true. Is that true, Fred, that you're smart? You smart one? He's watching. What do we got? Oh, okay. Proficiency bonus of 3. There we go. Okay, there's my 3. There's my 3. I think this is with the original one. We got the first 3. Now let's see if we get it here. There it is. Okay, that's way better. That's way better. Look at that. And again, I'm feeling good. Okay, so now that's a 6. That's a 6. Look at this. I think we passed the test. Run. We passed. All right, that's awesome. What extension adds the drop-down view in debug? That's Code Rush. So I have Code Rush installed inside of Visual Studio. And so it's doing all kinds of things like these kinds of icons here, the lines that connect the braces, also templates. So if I want to write code quickly with few keystrokes, I can do that. Like, so hit the letter T here, space bar, creates a test method for me. Just give it the name of the test, whatever that is, name here, and then hit enter. Now I'm inside ready to write the test. Selection increase by blocks. And they're showing me the top of the selection, which is off screen right there. See the private test context. Selection increase again. Now it's showing me the test class. So it's off screen, but it shows me. That's Code Rush, just kind of helping out in a lot of different ways. Selection decrease as well. I can drop the selection down. The logical blocks. It's Code Rush. Go out to codeexpress.com/Code Rush. If you work in Visual Studio, actually very nice, but a bit too far out of my money range right now. Yasmin and Dusa, I'm going to say that's not correct at all. You know why? Because I think you might have found the right stream. The reason I say that is because just for being here right now, I'm going to give you a free copy of Code Rush, which is probably totally inside your money range right now. How exciting is that? I'm just going to create a whisper to you right now. Let's see if I can do this. Come on. Click on whispers. I'm just waiting for this to upload. Here, hold on a second. Sorry. There we go. Let's see. Search for people. Yasmin and Dusa. There you are right there. Found you. You could win a car too. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see here. Boom. There you go, buddy. I just whispered to you on Twitch with instructions for how you can get your download instructions for free copy Code Rush. Okay? That's it. Congratulations. There you go. Now, I've proven that somebody's fabulous. Yeah. Take a look at it. See what you like. See what you think. Feature of the week. Video series. Do I have a FOTW command? Doesn't look like I do. All right, let me give you one more link though to help you get started and up to speed. Code Rush, FOTW. Let me get to the main list of these. What's the feature of these playlists? I'm right up here. Code Rush of FOT playlist. FOTW, there you go. That's what I want to grab and put out here in the chat room. This is an easy watch video series. Each video is like a few minutes long, like 6 minutes or something like that, 3 minutes over here. Shows you some cool Code Rush templates and other features like the debug visualizer that you were just asking about. It's an easy way to learn Code Rush. So take a look at that video. There's like there's a year's worth of features in there in the Feature of the Week series. Okay. One more time. Let's run all the tests here in the class. Make sure the dice roll tests are there. Next, what's really interesting is let's see if that fixed our runtime bug as well. Here's the old code right here. And if I was to create a chaos bolt, my modifier is completely wrong. It's a +2. If I click here, it's a -1. I don't know what's going on here. But these are all wrong. They should all be 6 for all of these. So let's close this down. We're going to rerun this here. And we're going to see if that fixed the bug. Wouldn't that be awesome? Hey, you're welcome, Yasmin and Dusa. You're welcome, Yasmin. Yeah, and give us a follow and feel free to ask any questions about Code Rush that you want while we're doing it. We are dog fooding Code Rush inside of Visual Studio. Oops. Let's get to that. There it is on screen right here. So let's try it.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
Guess what? 1. Oh. +2 across the board for all of them. That's not right. It should be +6 on all of them. It should be proficiency bonus plus that. Okay, so we got to figure out why that's a +2. I am going to stop the stream though. Hey, you're welcome, Yasmin. Bushwhacker says pudding. Guys, I'm going to stop the stream a little early today. I've got to get some lunch, and I've got someone chatting with me in Skype I got to go respond to. So apologize for the short stream. I wanted to get in here. We spent a lot of time creating that test framework, but the cool thing is the framework seems like it's correct and on the right track. We just have to figure this last little bit out right here. At the very least, we'll see you on Tuesday. If you want to see the Dungeons and Dragons stream, I hope you have a great weekend. If you haven't followed us or tried to check us out, go out there and follow that other channel out there on Twitch. That's the live Dungeons and Dragons stream. That's where we're doing where you get to see all the special effects and all the players live Dungeon and Dragoning. Yeah. All right. We're going to make it all work. Don't worry. It'll all get there. Let's see who we can pass you off to. Let's bring up the live coders. And raid channel. All right, Brian Clark. I'm going to send you over to Brian Clark. Tell him I said hi. Kids, you've been great. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you on Tuesday.